this is Dalia again, and I'm reading The Struggle. I'm still on chapter 4. My phone got really hot and cut off on me. Elena said that she was going to take Stefan's temperature, and then the tube fell out of her hand, slipped out of her hand, hit the wood floor, and smashed into several pieces. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter, Stefan said. I'm feeling much better than I was. I'm getting warmer all the time. Mary regarded the mess on the floor, then looked around the room, taking in its ransacked state. All right, she demanded, turning around with hands on hips. What's been going on here? Stefan didn't even blink. Nothing much, Mrs. Flowers. Mrs. Flowers is just a terrible housekeeper, he said, looking her straight in the eye. Elena wanted to laugh, and she saw that Mary did too. The older girl grimaced and crossed her arms over her chest instead. I suppose it's useless to hope for a straight answer, she said, and it's clear you're not dangerously ill. I can't make you go to the clinic, but I'd strongly suggest you get a checkup tomorrow. Thank you, said Stefan, which Elena noticed was not the same as a greeting. Elena, you look as if you could use a doctor, said Bonnie. You're white as a ghost. I'm just tired, Elena said. It's been a long day. My advice is to go home and go to bed and stay there, Mary said. You're not anemic, are you? Elena resisted the impulse to put a hand on her cheek. Was she so pale? No, I'm just tired, she repeated. We can go home now, if Stefan's all right. He nodded reassuringly, the message in his eyes for her alone. Give us a minute, will you? He said to Mary and the others, and they stepped back to the staircase. Goodbye, take care of yourself, Elena said aloud as she hugged him. She whispered, Why didn't you use your powers on Mary? I did, he said grimly in her car, or at least I tried. I must still be weak. Don't worry, it'll pass. Of course it will, said Elena, but her stomach lurched. Are you sure you want to be alone, though? What if? I'll be fine. You're the one who shouldn't be alone. Stefan's voice was soft but urgent. Elena, I didn't get a chance to warn you. You were right about Damon being in Fell's church. I know he did this to you, didn't he? Elena didn't mention that she'd gone searching for him. I don't remember, but he's dangerous. Keep Bonnie and Meredith with you tonight, Elena. I don't want you alone, and make sure no one invites a stranger into your house. We're going straight to bed, Elena promised, smiling at him. We won't be inviting anybody in. Make sure of it. There was no flippancy in his tone at all, and she nodded slowly. Understand, Stefan. We'll be careful. Good, and they kissed, a mere brushing of lips, but their joined hands separated only reluctantly. Tell the others thank you, he said. I will. The 5 of them regrouped outside the boarding house. Matt offered to drive Mary home so Bonnie and Meredith could go back with Elena. Mary was still clearly suspicious about the night's goings-on, and Elena couldn't blame her. She couldn't think. She was too tired. He said to say thanks to all of you, she remembered after Matt had left. He's welcome, Bonnie said, splitting the words with an enormous yawn as Meredith opened the car door for her. Meredith said nothing. She had been very quiet since leaving Elena alone with Stefan. Bonnie laughed suddenly. One thing we all forgot about, she said, the prophecy. What prophecy, said Elena. About the bridge. The one you say I said. Well, you went to the bridge and death wasn't waiting there after all. Maybe you misunderstood the words. No, said Meredith, we heard the words correctly, all right. Well, then maybe it's another bridge. Or, Bonnie snuggled down in her coat, shutting her eyes and didn't bother to finish. But Elena's mind completed the sentence for her. Or another time. An owl hooted outside as Meredith started the car. So we're moving on to chapter 5. And I will continue.